Why am I so stressed about my future? What if I'm not on the right path? Will I ever get to where I want to be? You feel like you're in a race that you didn't sign up for. Everyone around you seems to have a game plan except you. It feels like every decision is a make or break moment. If you choose this college, you'll never find a job. If you marry this person, you'll be stuck forever. If you accept this offer, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. The stakes seem incredibly high, but what if they don't have to be? What if instead of stressing about your entire future, you decided to focus on today? What if instead of worrying about whether or not you had a 5-year plan, you simply asked yourself, do I feel good about the choices I'm making today? Do I feel excited about what I'm doing today? Am I learning something from today? Or even more simply, do I want to do what I'm doing today? The amount of energy you spend overthinking your life can often be redirected into taking better actions in the present moment. Often we can take steps that are so small, so insignificant that we can easily justify them. And then when we look back, we realize that these little steps have taken us so far. It's one of the most paradoxical aspects of our lives. On one hand, we know that we need to think about our futures, plan ahead, set goals. Otherwise, how will we ever accomplish anything? But on the other hand, if we spend all our time planning, strategizing, thinking about the future, how will we ever enjoy the present? Well, it's a balance, and ultimately it comes down to how you manage your own brain. So here are 2 ways to stop stressing about your future. No. 1. You don't need a life plan. You need this instead. You don't need to know where you're going. You just need to know how to move. When you imagine the trajectory of your life stretching out endlessly into the future, it can be really intimidating. You don't need to see the entire path laid out before you. All you need is the next step. And this is such a relief because unlike a life plan, which can feel unchangeable, a single step can change at any moment. A life plan can feel like a straitjacket. It restricts you, limits you. There are so many things you would never do if you were following a life plan, because there would be no room for it. If you always wanted to be a writer, but your parents convinced you to study business, you might feel stuck on a path that you don't actually want to be on. The same thing happens when you take huge goals and break them down into smaller ones. Let's say you want to be an influencer. It's a big goal. It's daunting, especially because you see all these other influencers who have been successful. Have gotten there and you don't know how. If you were to break that goal down, you could start with just posting once a week. That's a much smaller goal and it feels achievable. By setting small, bite-sized goals, you're able to experience success more frequently, and that keeps you motivated to take the next step. And it's not just about breaking down big goals. It's also about embracing new opportunities that come your way. Opportunities only exist in the present moment. They evaporate as soon as you start thinking about them too much. Thinking about them too much takes them out of the realm of possibility and puts them into the realm of hypotheticals. What if I did this? What if I took this opportunity? What would happen? What would I lose? What would I gain? You get caught up in this fantasy world and suddenly the opportunity has passed you by. This doesn't mean that you have to go for every opportunity. You don't. You have to be discerning, but you also have to be quick. You have to be able to recognize an opportunity when it comes your way and make a decision fast. And those are decisions that you can only make in the present moment. This is a quote that I've been thinking about a lot recently. It goes, you can't connect the dots looking forward, but you can do a hell of a lot looking backward. It's such a simple concept, but it completely changed the way I approach my life. Looking forward makes me stressed. I feel like I'm trapped inside a never-ending maze. I don't know where the walls are. I don't know where the exits are. But when I look back, when I trace the path that I've already traveled, it becomes clear to me that I was meant to be here all along. Each of the decisions that I made, each of the steps that I took, no matter how random or insignificant they might have seemed at the time, they led me exactly where I needed to be. In fact, without those seemingly insignificant moments, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have the experiences that I have, the knowledge that I have, the skills that I have. So instead of stressing about the future, instead of trying to plan out every detail, allow yourself to be surprised by life. Allow yourself to be open to new possibilities, new opportunities. Embrace the unexpected. Stop worrying about whether or not you have a 5-year plan. Ask yourself, are you enjoying your life today? Are you excited about what you're doing today? Do you feel like you're moving in the right direction? Because that's the only question that truly matters. Okay, now I want to share something with you, something that I've been struggling with for quite some time. I'm sure many of you have experienced it too. You wake up one day and you just don't feel like yourself. It seems like everything you do is harder than it should be. Simple tasks require a Herculean effort. It's almost like there's this invisible force pushing you down, keeping you from doing the things that you need to do. You feel tired, drained, completely stuck. And no matter how hard you try, it seems impossible to break free from this state of inertia. No, Sue, stop giving advice. Listen more. You might not realize it, but most of the time when you think you're helping someone, you're actually just telling them what they want to hear. And when you do this, you build a reputation for being a good listener, someone who's always got the right thing to say. People come to you because they want to hear what they want to hear. They want to feel validated, understood. And for a moment, that's exactly what they get from you. But that's not real help. Real help isn't about telling people what they want to hear. It's about telling them what they need to hear. Real help isn't about being a good listener. It's about asking the right questions. We live in a world full of noise. Everyone is shouting, trying to be heard, trying to sell you something. It can be really hard to figure out what's important, what's worth listening to. And that's why when someone actually listens to you, it can feel so validating. You finally feel seen, understood. You feel like you're not just another face in the crowd. Someone actually cares about what you have to say. It's incredibly powerful. So instead of spending all your time trying to have the perfect response, ready with the perfect piece of advice, try listening more. Try asking questions. You might be surprised by what you learn, not only about the person you're talking to, but also about yourself. When you stop giving advice and start listening, you become a better friend, a better confidant, a better human being. And that, I believe, is something that everyone needs more of in their lives. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love the next one. See you there.